Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Bedrock Survival Let's Play, where we play Minecraft Bedrock. Or short, I think I call it Bedrock Survival? I don't know anymore. I haven't recorded in this in, 6 months or so. Maybe longer. Because there for a while, me and Bedrock did not get along at all. And part of the reason is this world, some of the things that happen in it. The other part is Survival Island. Pardon, had to get a drink. Part of it was a major part of it was Survival Island. Let's get away from the cow menace because they are making tons of noise. How loud is this actually? It's loud enough. Man, OBS looks different nowadays. I don't know when they changed it, but it is different. You might say OBS be hitting different these days. And you'd be right. This is completely different from when I last used it. Which I haven't recorded anything in a long time. But basically, there was a lot that happened. Another part of it was that I built that, and it's totally fucking useless. Don't build these. They're a waste of time. Conveniently, I had Warlord help me with the project I thought was going to take a while, but turns out it didn't. We was going to look for a spawner. I know this is a single-player world, but I was so focused on the Ender Dragon, I wanted to get it done and get my armor set perfected as fast as possible. Which, we'll get to that in a minute. But, yeah. So, I wanted to find a spawner. Turns out, I had found one a while back and totally forgot it existed. Like, I had coordinates noted down in this world, and apparently I lost the notebook because I'm pretty sure I noted this down. But, yeah. So I built a farm and I've used it quite a bit. And I'm pretty sure I sold off all the rotten flesh to a cleric. Whoa. Hey-oh, I could have almost taken off with that. I gotta remember I don't have an elytra. Hey, frogs. Frogs. You guys drop anything? No. Now I just feel bad, man. Wandering trader, nothing. You shall die for not having the mangrove propagules. Ironically, we could make this swamp more swampier. Project for later. So yeah, back to the armor. If you remember correctly, I had it I'm getting rid of this soon, by the way. I really want rid of this. It's bloody hideous. Yeah, the armor. Getting to that, it is done. The perfected, I actually want that helmet back, because that's the only thing that did not swap. But yeah, it's done. Protection for full diamond armor. I did that off camera because the amount of time it took was horrendous because I didn't have the spawner set up right. So it literally took hours to get the amount of XP I needed. I have since fixed it because it would be bloody awful to have to just be down there that long. And on to a few other issues I was having. I am primarily a Java player. Well, that's a lie, because excuse me. That is a lie, because I spend a lot of my time on Bedrock, or I have recently at any rate. But I have a world, long-term world on Java I visit every now and again when I get the urge to, and I have one on Bedrock that I've had for, I think, since Bedrock update 1.7? Because I remember 1.9, that's when we got bamboo and scaffolding, I believe. I've had it a long time, since 2017, I think. I created it on Xbox One Edition because I wanted the initial spawn terrain, which was because it was nice. I wanted some Xbox terrain to give it some fake history. I didn't really play on it on Xbox One Edition. I ported it straight to Bedrock, so that fake history is basically just like 200 by 200 that was in render distance when I initially spawned, so it's not really that big to begin with. But yeah, I've made some questionable decisions, but it did lead to some interesting. It's an interesting story to tell now. So yeah, this is horrendous. Yeah. Having set up villager trading areas on Java, doing them on Bedrock is so much more stressful if you don't know what you're getting into going in. Pardon me, which I did not. So obviously that was a lot of my frustrations with this world and still this game. But I have my own custom solutions to this, which I've literally come. Yeah, I did trade it all. I still have my own gripes, but basically on Java, the number one, the workstation blocks are proximity based, meaning the closest villager is the one that's going to target onto it, not on Bedrock. Any villager within a certain radius can lock on to any workstation block, even if they can't physically get to it, which is very, very annoying. I don't know if I've ever actually did a video that showed off my long-term Bedrock world, but I have this base I call Mega Base because to me it is a Mega Base, not by modern or like Hermitcraft level Mega Base standards. It's nothing compared to that, but it is a sizable Minecraft base. Actually, fuck it, I'll show it to you. Just gotta pause the video real quick. We'll be back in the other world. So this is my long-term world. I'm not gonna do a tour of it because that would be that would take entirely too long. This is my AFK spot. This is a very useful utility known as a creeper farm. Yeah, I've progressed quite a while in this, but yeah, you would. Hey, my sheep harvesting solution actually works. By the way, clever little trick. If you don't have enough for a ton of observers, just do this one on the bottom, and it powers it all the way up to the top. So, very cheap trick. Very, very cheap trick. This one looks like it's also working, so that is in fact good. Unfortunately, I've noticed since I think I built this in 1.17. I don't entirely remember. It worked great in 1.17, but since 1.18, and 19 have come out, the rates have actually gone down significantly. So it's not as efficient as it once was, which is sad because I can leave this running while I sleep, and I sleep anywhere from 8 hours to roughly, let's say 8 to 15 hours, depending on how long I've been up. So the fact that it only does a little over half of a double chest in that time is severely disappointing. It may also be because I've left the game running that long, but I'm just here to do a little bit of a quick walkthrough. This is Mega Base. By the way, I've just changed this. This room used to be a lot smaller and the chests were grouped up a lot more. I like this better, and it's okay to double them up. Here, I'll give an example. It used to be, the chest used to be like that with item frames on the end. And just to show why I changed that, because I play Bedrock on a Windows 10 computer, because fuck Windows 11 for one. But they were like this, so you had to precisely hit that, and that's kind of difficult if you've got a controller. So I recommend building it like this, and have it to where you can hit this over here if you're going to use item frames. If you're going to use signs, it's okay to do it like this, because signs provide a bit more chest to hit than an item frame does. And then you get the issue of you got the things in the item frame the way you want them and then accidentally hitting, and it's a whole mess. But I'm getting sidetracked here. This is Mega Base. I call it Mega Base because it's a base and it's pretty mega. I need to put this back. I borrowed it. Yeah. Also, that's redstone. And that's redstone. Fun fact, this was initially the storage room. I moved it because I don't really remember why I moved it, but I wanted to do something cool, and because of that urge, we now have the vault. And also this cool hallway that displays armors. I can afford diamond enchanted armor. In fact, I could probably just set a villager down and do it that way. But yeah, this is all the reasons. Chicken butt and bin. One of those references you'll get if you've been around long enough. But yeah, this is an AFK fish farm back when they were still relevant. Yee. That's all I have to say is yee. First Wither Skeleton Skull. First sword I got from a Wither. Don't really know why that's here. Grass block I got from Enderman. Once again, don't know why. OP. Because, it's almost broke. Pretty much got an exact duplicate, and I've got another one waiting somewhere. First enchanted golden apple I found. First pillager raid. Well, it's not actually, but it is a pillager raid to remember. That which I never use because I have a giant anvil on the surface. This farm, these furnaces, which I need to empty because those are my stonks there. Smelting stone. So this is Mega Base. There's a super smelter under this, by the way, which I don't use a lot because it consumes a lot of coal. And seeing as how this world was created and explored a little bit, not much, a little bit, actually quite a lot, but seeing as how this world was created before any of the changes, I have access to a lot of coal. And nowadays, I try not to explore too much in the old Xbox area because I want some of those caves to stay the same. I want some of those caves to kind of serve as a kind of like museum, like going back into the past. of what the game used to be before the update. There's also something else I want to touch on since I'm already in this world. I gotta travel over this way a little bit for it. Also, random glitch that used to... These blocks used to just appear. They used to just be visible, but you couldn't actually physically touch them, which was a common glitch back in the day. But now they're actually physical and you can touch them. I've just left it here because I actually think it's kind of cool. But I digress. I built this kind of pointless because I never use it. There's no reason to. I have an elytra. So why are you out there? Well, all I have to do is give these guys more and they'll just breed, so get on the wall. So this is my idea I've come up with. I have this village here, which is an old village. Some of you might get nostalgia from this. Some of you might not even know what this is. But this is an old village from before 1.14, or on Bedrock, I think that would be 1.13? No, it would be 1.12 would have been village and village on Bedrock, wouldn't it? Something like that. But basically, I have specialty villages for specialty things. This here is a village for stonemasons, because I sell stone, and cartographers, because I sell them loads of glass panes. Which in this world are sustainable. Somewhat, because I have a desert over there, desert island, actually. Pretty sizable desert island, actually, that I'm turning into an overworld nether biome. So it's kind of sustainable here to make loads of profit with the sand I'm digging up. So it kind of makes sense. But it's difficult to do on the actual Let's Play world now because my desert that was once massive is now snowy tundra. Thank you 1.18 for that. That is something I am so happy with. Especially being that deserts are nigh impossible to find now. I am tickled. Okay, I can't roleplay that anymore. Now I'm still bothered by it, but I'm not as bothered by it now as I was when it happened. It sucks because that's my main money infrastructure that I had set up, just poof, gone. But yeah, I digress. Now this is my potato village where I sell nothing but potatoes to these guys. It used to be a lot smaller, but when I'd come over here with three Sorker boxes of potatoes, there weren't enough villagers to sell out. So I remedied that by adding this house and then just filling them with bits. The only downside to this village is it sucks in the rain because if you've come over here and they've got their high prices, that guy is a poor example. Yeah, if you come over here and they've got these prices and it's raining, they kind of don't reset because their workstations are all outside. So you basically have to waste a day, come over here, sleep, wait around for 5 to 10 minutes for them to refresh. It's not great, but it's not great. But on Java, say if I went from one village, traded a bunch, they jacked their prices up, then I left, and when I went back, the villagers' prices, I believe, would be down again. I'm actually not sure how that works. I might study into that a bit more. But my main point is, no matter how much time you pass away from the village, when you go back, their prices will still be up because I guess even though days have passed because they've not been loaded, they don't. I really wish there was a fix or something for that. Hell, even a behavior pack would be nice, to where when you're away from the village for so long and go back, even if they've not been loaded, when they refresh, they drop their prices. I don't know, maybe that's a bug. Maybe it's just something because this world's so old, but yeah. Well, back to the other world. I just took a drink and for some reason I had to cough. Ooh. Well, anywho, we're back. I don't plan on ever using these cookies. I don't honestly know what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to clean this mess up real fast. Just because it's kind of an eyesore. I guess it was fine under the assumption I wasn't going to play in this world again. Because that's kind of... that was the sentiment for the longest time. Also, not returning to YouTube was the sentiment for a while. I just kind of got bored of it. And kind of just got bored of not really doing anything, so I came back. Or I'm better say rebooting this series for like the third time, I think, or the second time. I don't know. Now that I got this, I'm also now playing on easy. But those things aside. Yeah, and I'm also prepared to do the end, or the dragon now. I'm still not really looking forward to it because it's still the Ender Dragon and I don't have an Elytra. And I'm doing this basically myself. Even though if you watched Exploring 1.19, the episodes that there are of it, I still technically did the Ender Dragon myself because Warlord couldn't stay alive, so not really sure how this would be any different. In fact, I'm even better prepared because this is Diamond Protection 4 armor. I think I'll be... is that... do I even have feather falling? No. I thought I had feather falling. About to be like, do I have feather falling? I really have nothing to worry about, but no. I've still got plenty to worry about, excuse me. In fact, maybe I have all the Eyes of Ender? So that's 1, 2, 3. Is 4 minutes really the longest that this can last? So I feel like there's been some sort of mistake. I feel like the longer version should be like, 8 minutes. Also, I probably won't use this anytime soon. What's in here? Ah, profits. Sweet profits. Keep going. Oh yeah, I made this when I went over there for sand under the assumption I would need it, but this shovel is so slow. So it didn't take me long to just give up. Sad to say, but that's what we got. This has got to have a longer extension on it than that. No, it doesn't. Okay, well, in that case, in this episode, I guess the only productive thing I'm going to do is make a slow falling potion. Because if they're 4 minutes each, and I have to tower up roughly 10 pillars, probably more than that, I am going to want longer slow falling potions because that fight is going to take a bit. So I want to be as prepared as I possibly can be. Also, I still like this as my brewing solution, by the way. I'm as fond of it now as I was when I built it. Meaning, I still like it. Let me move my mic back a little bit closer. I moved it away when I poured me a... There's these things called towel water bottles that have a little bendy thing on top that you suck through, and they're really good water bottles. They keep your drink cold for hours. So I use those. Was suggested by a friend. So I've been using those for quite a while now. They're nice. Very, very nice. But basically, I'm going to take this little bit of time that we got here because I don't want this to really get over 30 minutes. I don't want these episodes to get over 30 minutes long. Even though I spent a majority of it doing a slight world tour of my long-term single-player world that I play in a lot. But basically, I want to apply a lot of the concepts I did there to here. And I'm actually thinking about doing a recreation of Megabase to exact scale. Probably, yeah, I'll include the farms because those would be the most useful part. But originally, Megabase, the part we first went in with the iron doors, that was initially a cave. So that's kind of why it took the shape it did. It was built in a cave and I spruced it up over time. Do I have any emeralds? That's a good question. I need arrows. Yeah, I need a few arrows. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Even if I'm the worst shot in the world, I should be fine. Which I'm not, but bear in mind, I am playing with a controller. My aim is bound to be just a little off. Scratch that. My aim's bound to be very off. Nah, I'm actually being too hard on myself. I'm actually not that bad with a controller. Oh, some other things of note. After the dragon, this is... No, it doesn't have infinity. If only it had infinity. That's the only way it would be better. But I'm getting off topic again. Not too long after the Ender Dragon, I'd actually like to do the Wither, which is probably rich considering the amount of trouble I had in the Nether. My caveat to that is I want to go to the Nether and get the supplies to make... I've already got them. Basically, I'm going with fire res. Tons of fire res. That is 12 potions, I believe. Yeah, that's 12 potions, I think. Anywho. By the way, I might actually have a deep dark over there. Since I don't think I actually went up there. A wrong building. That's my goals. That's my inspiration wall. I'm trying to see where, if maybe I crafted the... Did I not buy all the ender pearls I'd need? Because that seems like a very stupid thing to not have. Huh. I really don't have much in the way of building supplies, do I? Man, that's pitiful. I gave up on this way too early. I wasn't in it for the long game, I guess. What a moron. I'm talking to myself there, by the way. But, yeah. Thanks to the infrastructure I set up early on and the good bones I created, I'm actually more than set to go off and fight the dragon. And that will be soon, very soon, probably next episode even soon. But yeah, I have been confined to 68.1. I'm back. Welcome to Bedrock, everybody. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.